What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Make It or Break It Monday, the show that helps you get your head right so you can start your week right. Got a little bit more of a serious show today, but before we get started, I just wanted to wish everyone a very happy Veterans Day to my family, to my Mobile Mini family, and to all my friends out there who have served. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think we don't spend enough time recognizing the time and sacrifice that others make to protect our country. I mean, Memorial Day, if you think about it, is the only other day. And Memorial Day is really honoring and remembering those who have sacrificed their lives and who have died in combat, where Veterans Day is really recognizing anybody who was a veteran, but definitely recognizing the end of World War I on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. So all of that being said, guys, it's different when you commit to something like the military or the Army compared to when you commit today in the corporate world. When you sign a contract to go into the Army for 4 years, you're committing fully to that cause for that period of time. There really isn't, unless you get some kind of approval, there's no way to get out of that commitment, legally at least. And what if we took that same concept into our corporate world today? If I just committed to my organization and I knew for the next 4 years, I'm gonna live and die by the people around me. My success is contingent upon my own effort and making those around me better. It's a completely different conversation when you think about your career in those terms, just like those in the Army and military do as brothers and sisters to protect each other when they're out in battle. So I ask you, think about what you're willing to potentially sacrifice. Are you willing to sacrifice the ability for you to change jobs and not fully commit to one specific cause? Because if you're all in and you know for that next 4 years you give it everything you have because you owe it to yourself and the other people around you, you have a completely different mentality and you have a completely different confidence about you and reliancy on others to make sure that not only yourself is in top peak condition every single day, but every single person around you, you're helping make better at the exact same time. And honestly, like, I wake up with ambition and I go to sleep with ambition, but even me personally, I might have a good day, I might have a productive day, but I'm not always working towards my goals. And just because I wake up and go to bed with ambition doesn't mean I'm actually moving it along. And I think that happens to a lot of us. We feel like we have good intentions, because most of the time we do have good intentions. But when we can't turn those intentions into something that's actually helping us take that specific next step, then we end up in the same spot. We end up not any closer to any of those other goals that really mean something to us in life, right? And that's it. That's the message. How do you have so much to just like want to go and be the best and do things, but when it gets slightly uncomfortable, that's when it stops. That's what halts everything, because we love comfort. We love things we know. It's hard to move outside of that. And it's completely different when you already have that ingrained in your culture. So sometimes you have to go create that culture around you. I told you guys last week that, hey, sometimes you have to speak things into the world to make them happen. And one of the things I committed to and said I was gonna do is I'm gonna go look at some apartments. And first time doing it, maybe I was a little clumsy, but hey, I went and visited 2 different locations, did tours, asked questions, got home, did homework, did some valuations, and tried to take the next step. And I'll tell you, that's the first time in over probably 12 months of me wanting to do that. It took me that long to actually be able to do it. To be okay being uncomfortable. Because at the end of the day, guys, we have to realize that comfort is a myth. Comfort is an excuse, comfort's a stall, comfort's a lie, and that's where we get stuck. We get stuck in comfort. Look through the history books, look through the Bible, nothing productive about being comfortable in any single thing that we do. We are best versions of ourselves. We are the best versions of ourselves when we are producing. You have to commit, follow through, and persevere. That's the difference when you commit to being in the Army for 4 years compared to being in corporate America. You commit, you follow through, and you persevere. You have to be able to do that in all aspects of your life, even outside of the corporate world. So, what are you willing to sacrifice? Use this as your permission to get started. It takes more than ambition to win a war. Anybody who served knows that. It takes more than ambition to win a war, but whether you personally realize it or not, there is a war going on inside of you every single day. Now, you may not think it's as dangerous as someone who's in the military, but your future not ending up how you want, that's pretty dangerous to me. So, have the self-awareness to go and fight.